Captain Lisa Martinez stood at the bridge window of the starship New Horizon. The stars moved slowly past as the ship traveled through space. She watched the distant lights and thought about the mission ahead. In 3 hours, they would reach Harmony Point, a neutral space station where humans would meet with the Vorthek. Lisa had read every report about the Vorthek. They were reptile-like creatures, tall and strong with sharp teeth and claws. Their skin was dark green with black spots. They lived on hot, dry planets and loved to fight. For the past 2 years, they had been attacking human colonies on the Ocephone. Outer rim of space thought the attacks always followed the same pattern. Vorthek ships would appear without warning. They would destroy buildings, take supplies, and capture humans. The captured humans were never seen again. The Galactic Council finally decided that peace talks were needed. Lisa turned away from the window and walked to the bridge. Her team was small but skilled. Jake Thompson sat at the communication station. He was young but very good at understanding alien languages. Dr. Karen Walsh worked at the science station. She knew more about alien biology than anyone else in the fleet. Ryan Clark stood near the weapon controls. He was the security chief and had fought against pirates for 10 years. "Captain, we're getting close to Harmony Point," Jake said. His voice was steady, but Lisa could see worry in his eyes. "Thank you, Jake. Dr. Walsh, are you ready for this?" Dr. Walsh looked up from her screen. "I've studied everything we know about Vorthek behavior. They respect strength and fear weakness. They see other species as either predators or prey. There's no middle ground with them," Lisa nodded. "And they think we're prey. Yes, humans are smaller than them. We don't have claws or sharp teeth. We don't have thick skin or poison. To them, we look like food." Ryan stepped forward. "Captain, I still think we should bring more security. The Vorthek have killed hundreds of our people." Lisa understood his concern. The Galactic Council rules say only 4 people from each side. If we bring weapons, they'll think we're planning to attack. We need to try peace first. The ship's computer made a soft sound. "Harmony Point is now visible," it announced. Lisa looked at the main screen. The space station was huge, shaped like a wheel with 6 spokes. It spun slowly in the darkness. Ships from many different species were docked around it. Lisa could see the Vorthek ship easily. It was twice the size of the New Horizon, black with red markings. It looked like a weapon ready to strike. "Take us in, Jake. Nice and slow." The New Horizon moved toward the docking bay. Lisa felt her heart beat faster. She had been in dangerous situations before, but this was different. The Vorthek had agreed to talks, but they might change their minds at any moment. The docking process took 20 minutes. Lisa used the time to review her notes one more time. The Vorthek leader was called War Prime Sasrak. He was old for a Vorthek, which meant he was very good at fighting. Young Vorthek who were weak in battle died quickly. Only the strongest lived to become old. "Docking complete, Captain," Jake reported. Lisa stood up and smoothed her uniform. "Remember, everyone, we're here to make peace. Let them talk first. Don't show fear, but don't challenge them either. Dr. Walsh, stay close to me. Jake, record everything. Ryan, watch for trouble, but don't start any." The team walked through the ship's corridors to the airlock. Lisa's boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. She could hear her team breathing behind her. Everyone was nervous, but they were professionals. The airlock opened with a hiss. Cool air flowed in from the space station. Lisa stepped forward first, as protocol demanded. The corridor was wide and well lit. Signs in many languages pointed the way to the meeting rooms. They walked for 5 minutes through the station. Other aliens moved past them. Some were tall and thin with blue skin. Others were short and covered in fur. A few looked almost human. except for their silver eyes. All of them stared at the human team as they passed. "Meeting room 7, Dr. Walsh said, reading a sign. The door was larger than normal doors. It had been made big enough for Vorthik to use. Lisa pressed the button, and the door slid open. The room was dark and warm. Lisa's eyes took a moment to adjust. Then she saw them. 3 Vorthik stood at the far end of the room. They were even bigger than the reports had said. The largest one in the center had to be War Prime Sasrak. He was 8 feet tall with massive shoulders. His claws were as long as Lisa's fingers. His teeth showed when he breathed. The other 2 Vorthik were younger but still dangerous. They watched the humans with yellow eyes that never blinked. Their tails moved slowly behind them like snakes. "I am War Prime Sasrak," the leader said. His voice was deep and rough. "You are the human prey who thinks it can speak with predators." Lisa stepped forward. Her team stayed close behind her. "I am Captain Lisa Martinez. We're here to discuss peace between our peoples." Sasrak made a sound that might have been laughter. "Peace? You attack our ships. You kill our warriors. Now you come asking for peace? We defend our colonies because—" "You attack them first," Lisa replied. "We want the attacks to stop. The weak do not tell the strong what to do," Sasrak said. He moved closer. Lisa could smell his breath, hot and sharp. "Your people are prey. Prey exists to feed predators. That is the natural way." Dr. Walsh whispered, "He's trying to intimidate us." Lisa didn't move. "We're not prey. We're here to offer you something better than raiding." "What could prey offer predators?" Sasrak asked. His claws clicked on the floor as he walked around. "The table. Your colonies are weak. Your ships are small. Your people run when they see us coming. We offer trade," Lisa said. "Resources you need. Technology you want. A place in the galactic community." Sasrak stopped walking. "Trade is for equals. You are not our equals. You are food." The other Vorthik made hissing sounds. Lisa realized they were laughing. Her team tensed behind her, but she raised her hand slightly to keep them calm. "Let me show you something," Lisa said. She reached slowly for her datapad. SSSRAK moved faster than Lisa expected. His massive hand grabbed her wrist. His claws pressed against her skin, drawing small drops of blood. "No sudden movements, prey," he said. "Predators do not like surprises." Lisa looked into his yellow eyes. She saw hunger there, and cruelty. But she also saw something else. Curiosity. He was testing her. "I understand," she said quietly. "May I show you the trade proposals?" Sasrak released her wrist. Lisa pulled out her datapad and placed it on the table. The screen showed resource charts and shipping routes. "Your people need metals for your ships," she said. "We have mining operations on 40 worlds. We can provide what you need." Sasrak looked at the screen, but Lisa could tell he wasn't really interested. This was going exactly as she had expected. Prey makes promises to avoid being eaten. He sighed. "But promises are worthless. Only strength matters." Lisa nodded. "And let me show you our strength." She reached for another file on her datapad. This time, Sasrak didn't stop her. The screen showed human military ships and weapon specifications. "This is what protects our colonies," Lisa said. SSRAK studied the images. His expression didn't change, but Lisa saw his tail stop moving. That was a sign of concentration in Vorthik body language. "Small ships," he said finally. "Weak weapons. This does not frighten us." Lisa had expected this response too. The Vorthik only respected direct physical power. They didn't understand strategy or planning. That was about to become their greatest weakness. "Perhaps you're right," Lisa said. "Perhaps we are just prey." She could see the satisfaction in Sasrak's eyes. He thought he had won the argument. "Yes," he said, "prey does not dictate terms to predators." And he lunged forward, his massive jaws opening wide. Lisa saw his sharp teeth coming toward her arm. She had less than a second to react. She didn't move. Sasrak's teeth sank deep into Lisa's arm. She felt the sharp pain as his fangs pierced her skin. Blood flowed down her arm and dripped onto the floor. The Vorthic leader's jaw was strong enough to crush metal, but Lisa didn't cry out. She didn't pull away. She didn't even flinch. Ryan moved forward, his hand reaching for his weapon. "Captain!" Lisa held up her other hand, making a small gesture. Ryan stopped immediately. Jake started to step forward too, but Dr. Walsh grabbed his arm and shook her head. The human team watched in shock as their captain stood perfectly still while the alien predator bit. Sasrak's yellow eyes looked confused. In all his years of fighting, he had never seen prey act like this. When he bit something, it always screamed. It always tried to escape. It always showed fear. But this human female just stood there, looking directly at him. The other two Vorthic made soft hissing sounds. They were as confused as their leader. One of them, a younger warrior named Kresik, stepped closer. "Warprime, the prey is not moving." Sasrak's grip on Lisa's arm tightened. More blood flowed. Lisa felt the pain shooting up her arm, but she kept her expression calm. She had studied Vorthic behavior for months. She knew this moment would come. She had prepared for it. "I'm waiting," Lisa said quietly. Sasrak's eyes narrowed. "Waiting for what?" "For you to finish." The Warprime was disturbed by her response. He had expected her to beg for mercy. He had expected her team to attack or surrender. Instead, the human captain acted like the bite was exactly what she wanted. Slowly, Sasrak released his grip. His teeth came out of Lisa's arm with a wet sound. Blood flowed freely now, but Lisa didn't look at the wound. She kept her eyes on Sasrak's face. "Dr. Walsh," Lisa said calmly, "please tend to this wound." Dr. Walsh moved forward with a medical kit. Her hands shook as she wrapped Lisa's arm with bandages. "Captain, you need proper medical attention." "It can wait," Lisa replied. She turned back to Sasrak. "Thank you? Thank you?" Sasrak repeated. His voice showed his confusion. "Yes. You've just given me exactly what I needed." Jake was recording everything on his device. His face was pale, but he kept the camera steady. He had worked with Lisa for 2 years and trusted her completely. If she said this was part of the plan, then it was. Lisa sat down at the table as Dr. Walsh finished wrapping her arm. The bandages were already turning red with blood. "You see, Warprime, I've studied your people carefully. I know how you think. I know how you react. I know what you consider strength." The 3 Vorthic looked at each other. They were beginning to realize that something was wrong. This human was not behaving like prey. "In your culture," Lisa continued, "the strong take what they want from the weak. You believe that might makes right. You think that because you're bigger and stronger, you can do whatever you want to smaller species." Sasrak's tail moved in agitation. "That is the natural way. Predators hunt prey. The strong rule the weak." "But you've just made a mistake," Lisa said. "A very big mistake." "What mistake?" Kresik asked. Lisa reached for her communication device with her good arm. "You've shown your true nature in front of witnesses. You've attacked a diplomat during peace talks. You've given me proof of what you really are." She activated the device. The screen showed the face of Admiral Patricia Stone, a stern woman with gray hair and sharp eyes. "Admiral Stone, this is Captain Martinez reporting from Harmony Point." "Captain Martinez, how are the negotiations going?" The Admiral asked. Lisa held up her bandaged arm. The Vorthik have chosen to end the peace talks by attacking me. War Prime Sasrak has just bitten me without provocation. Admiral Stone's expression didn't change, but her voice became colder. I see. Have you documented this attack? Yes, ma'am. Jake has recorded everything. Very well. I'll inform the Galactic Council immediately. Stand by for further orders. The communication ended. Lisa looked at the three Vorthik, who were now showing signs of concern. Sasrak's confident expression had changed to one of uncertainty. What have you done? He asked. I've reported your attack to my superiors, Lisa said. The Galactic Council will hear about this within the hour. You provoked the attack, Sasrak sighed, but his voice lacked conviction. Did I? Jake, please play back the recording. Jake activated his device. The room filled with the sound of their earlier conversation. The recording clearly showed Sasrak moving without warning and biting Lisa's arm. It showed her remaining calm and not fighting back. As you can see, Lisa said, I made no aggressive moves. I didn't threaten you. I didn't insult you. I simply offered trade agreements. Your response was to attack me. The youngest Vorthek, a female named Thesk, spoke for the first time. War Prime, the humans will use this against us. Let them try, Sasrak said, but Lisa could see doubt in his eyes. What can prey do to predators? Lisa's communication device activated again. This time, multiple screens appeared, showing different human military commanders. Captain Martinez, said Admiral Stone, I'm patching you through to the fleet commanders. They need to hear your report directly. Lisa looked at the screens. She recognized some of the faces. Admiral Kevin Brooks commanded the heavy battle fleet. General Amy Foster led the Marine forces. Captain Steve Parker ran the intelligence division. Gentlemen, ladies, Lisa said, I'm reporting from Harmony Point. The Vorthik have rejected our peace offer and have chosen to attack instead. Admiral? Brooks leaned forward. What's your status, Captain? I've been injured, but I'm functional. The Vorthik leader, War Prime Sasrak, bit my arm during negotiations. The attack was unprovoked and has been recorded. Understood, General Foster said. We'll need that recording for the War Crimes Tribunal. War Crimes Tribunal? Sasrak asked. His tail lashed behind him. Lisa turned to face him. Oh, yes. Attacking a diplomat during peace talks is a war crime under galactic law. You'll be held accountable. Captain Parker's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, our intelligence suggests the Vorthik have been planning larger attacks. This incident gives us the justification we need to act. Act? Krasek asked. What do you mean? Lisa smiled for the first time since the bite. I mean that you've just given humanity permission to defend itself. You see, War Prime, we've been watching you. We've been studying your attack patterns. We've been tracking your ships. We've been preparing. The screens changed to show star maps. Red dots marked Vorthik positions throughout the galaxy. Blue dots showed human fleet movements. For months, we've been moving our forces into position. Lisa continued, We've been waiting for you to make the first move. We needed you to attack us first, so the galaxy would see that we're defending ourselves, not starting a war. Sasrak stared at the screens. You planned this. I planned for this, Lisa corrected. I knew that your people couldn't resist showing their true nature. I knew that you would see a small human female and think she was easy prey. I knew you would attack. Dr. Walsh had finished treating Lisa's wound. She looked up at the Vorthik. Delegation. Captain Martinez studied your psychological profiles for months. She knew exactly how you would react. But I didn't fight back, Lisa said. I didn't give you any reason to claim self-defense. I let you bite me so that everyone would see what you really are. Jake held up his recording device. This footage will be shown to every species in the galaxy. They'll see that humans tried to make peace, and the Vorthik chose violence. The communication device buzzed again. Admiral Stone's face appeared on the screen. Captain Martinez, I have new orders for you. Yes, ma'am? You're to continue negotiations if the Vorthik are willing. However, fleet operations have already begun. As of 10 minutes ago, human forces have engaged Vorthik raiders in the Centauri system. Lisa looked at Sasrak. You have a choice, War Prime. You can continue these negotiations and try to find a peaceful solution. Or you can return to your ship and face the consequences of your actions. Sasrak's claws extended. You think your small ships can defeat us? I think you're about to find out, Lisa replied. But before you decide, let me show you something else. She activated her datapad again. This time, it showed real-time footage from the Centauri system. Human ships were attacking Vorthik raiders with surgical precision. The Vorthik ships were larger and more heavily armed, but they were being outmaneuvered and destroyed. This is happening right now, Lisa said. Your raiders are being eliminated one by one. And this is just the beginning. The Vorthik delegation watched in growing alarm as their ships were systematically destroyed. The human tactics were unlike anything they had ever seen. Instead of direct confrontation, the humans used hit-and-run attacks, targeting engines and weapon systems. You fight like cowards, Thesk said. We fight like predators, Lisa corrected. Real predators don't announce their presence. They don't roar before they attack. They study their prey, learn its weaknesses, and strike when the time is right. Sasrak's yellow eyes met Lisa's. For the first time, he began to understand that he might have made a terrible mistake. The human female had not been weak prey. She had been a hunter, setting a trap. What do you want? He asked. Lisa stood up, her bandaged arm hanging at her side. I want you to understand something, War Prime. You thought you were dealing with prey. You were wrong. You've just awakened something. That has been sleeping. Something that your people are not prepared to face. She walked closer to the Vorthik delegation. Lisa's words hung in the air like a threat. The three Vorthik looked at each other with growing concern. Sasrak's confidence was beginning to crack. He had expected the human to break under pressure, but instead she seemed to be getting stronger. You speak of consequences, Sasrak said, trying to sound brave. But you are still just prey. Your blood is on my teeth. Lisa touched her bandaged arm. Yes, it is. And that blood is going to cost you everything. Her communication device buzzed. Admiral Stone's face appeared on the screen again. Captain Martinez, I have updates from multiple sectors. Go ahead, Admiral. The Centauri operation is complete. All Vorthik raiders in that system have been eliminated. Admiral Brooks is reporting similar success in the Vega system. General Foster's Marines have secured the supply depot at Kepler Station. Lisa looked at the Vorthik delegation. Do you understand what this means? Krasek's tail lashed nervously. You're attacking our forces. No, Lisa said. We're responding to your attack on me. Every action we take from this moment forward is justified by that bite. The communication screen split to show multiple fleet commanders. Admiral Brooks appeared first, his weathered face serious. Captain Martinez, we've completed the first phase. 12 Vorthik raiding ships destroyed. No human casualties. Thank you, Admiral. Any prisoners? Negative. They fought to the end. General. Foster's image appeared next. Ma'am, we've secured the weapons cache at Kepler Station. Intelligence was correct. The Vorthik were planning a major offensive. Captain Parker joined the conversation. Captain Martinez, our spy networks have been activated. We're tracking Vorthic movements in real time across 17 systems. Lisa turned to face Sasrak. You see, War Prime, we've been watching you for a long time. Every raid, every attack, every movement your people have made, we've been studying. You like scientists study lab animals. Impossible, Thesk said. Our security is perfect. Captain Parker's voice came through the speakers. Ma'am, should I tell them about the tracking devices? Please do. For the past 6 months, we've been placing microscopic trackers on Vorthic ships. Every time you raided a human colony, some of our captured people were actually volunteers carrying the trackers. They let themselves be taken so we could follow you back to your bases. The color drained from Sasrak's face. You sacrificed your own people? We volunteered, Lisa said. Just like I volunteered to let you bite me. You see, War Prime humans understand something that you don't. Sometimes you have to accept pain to achieve a greater goal. Dr. Walsh stepped forward. Captain, should I explain the psychological analysis? Go ahead, Doctor. Dr. Walsh looked at the Vorthic delegation. We've been studying your behavior patterns for months. You're predictable. You always choose the most aggressive option. You always attack what appears weakest. You never consider that the weakness might be a trap. The bite was a trap? Krasak asked. Everything was a trap, Lisa replied. This entire negotiation was designed to make you reveal your true nature. We knew you couldn't resist attacking what you saw as prey. Admiral. Stone's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we're receiving surrender requests from 3 Vorthic colonies. They're asking for protection from the war fleets. Already? Lisa was surprised. It's only been 2 hours. Word travels fast, ma'am. The Vorthic colonies know. What happens when they fight humans? They're scared. Lisa looked at Sasrak. Your own people are abandoning you. They're cowards, Sasrak snarled. They're smart, Lisa corrected. They understand something that you don't. They know that humans don't fight like other species. We don't just react to threats. We eliminate them. The communication screen changed to show a tactical display. Red dots marked Vorthic positions throughout the galaxy. Blue arrows showed human fleet movements converging on those positions. This is happening right now, Lisa said. Human forces are moving to engage every Vorthic military installation we've identified. Your raiders, your supply bases, your weapon factories. All of them. Admiral Brooks' voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we're about to engage the main Vorthic fleet at Proxima. They're trying to regroup. How many ships? 47. Vorthic vessels, ma'am. We're going in with 32. Sasrak showed his teeth. You're outnumbered. You'll be destroyed. Will we? Lisa asked. Jake, show them the Proxima feed. Jake activated his recording device. The screen showed the space battle happening in real time. The Vorthic fleet was indeed larger, but the human ships moved with perfect coordination. They struck at the enemy fleet's flanks, targeting engines and weapon systems. Human tactics are different from yours, Dr. Walsh explained. You fight like individual predators. Each ship acts alone. We fight like a pack. Every ship supports the others. On the screen, the Vorthic fleet was being systematically dismantled. Their larger ships were powerful, but they couldn't match the speed and coordination of the human forces. Impossible, Thesk whispered. Our ships are stronger. Stronger, yes, Lisa agreed. But not smarter. You build your ships for direct confrontation. We build ours for tactical flexibility. Admiral Brooks' voice came through the speakers again. Captain Martinez, the Vorthic fleet is breaking up. They're trying to retreat. Let them go, Lisa said. We want survivors to spread the word. Understood, ma'am. The system is secure. Lisa looked at the shocked faces of the Vorthic delegation. That's the end of your main fleet. 47 ships reduced to 12 in less than an hour. You're monsters, Krasek said. No, Lisa replied. We're efficient. There's a difference. Captain. Parker's image appeared on the screen. Captain Martinez, we've intercepted communications from the Vorthic homeworld. Their high command is calling for a full mobilization. How long before they can organize a response? Our analysis suggests 72 hours minimum. But Mom, they're also trying to contact other species for help. Lisa smiled grimly. Show them the response. The screen changed to show diplomatic messages from various alien species. All of them had the same basic content: refusal to help. The Vorthic. The Galactic Council has seen Jake's recording, Lisa explained. They've watched you attack a diplomat during peace talks. No one wants to help a species that breaks galactic law. You planned this too, Sasrak said. I planned for this, Lisa corrected. I knew that your attack would isolate you diplomatically. I knew that other species would see you as the aggressors. Dr. Walsh pulled up a medical scanner. Captain, your wound is healing well. The bite was deep, but there's no permanent damage. Thank you, Doctor. Lisa looked at her bandaged arm. This bite is going to change everything. War Prime. Not just for you, but for every species in the galaxy. What do you mean? Task asked. I mean that you've just taught the galaxy a valuable lesson about humans. You've shown them what happens when someone attacks us. Admiral Stone's face appeared. On the screen. Captain Martinez, we're receiving reports from across the galaxy. Human forces have engaged Vorthic positions in 43 systems. Resistance is lighter than expected. Casualties? Minimal on our side. The Vorthic are fighting hard, but they're not coordinated. Most of their commanders are acting independently. Lisa nodded. That's their weakness. They can't work together effectively. There's something else, Mom. We're detecting massive ship movements from the Vorthic homeworld. They're pulling back their forces from the outer systems. They're trying to consolidate their fleet, Lisa realized. They're going to make a last stand. That's our assessment too, Mom. What are your orders? Lisa looked at Sasrak. What are your orders, War Prime? Are you going to continue this war? Or are you going to surrender? Sasrak's claws extended. We will never surrender to prey. Then you'll die, Lisa said simply. All of you. General Foster's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we've secured the Vorthic mining operations in the asteroid belt. They were using human prisoners as slave labor. Condition of the prisoners? Alive, but barely. They've been worked nearly to death. Lisa's expression hardened. War Prime, you've just added another war crime to your list. We treat prey as we choose, Sasrak said. Not anymore. Lisa's voice was cold as space. Jake, send the prisoner footage to the Galactic Council. I want every species to see what the Vorthic do to captured humans. Already done, Captain, Jake replied. The communication screen showed the rescue operation. Human prisoners, thin and weak, were being carried to medical ships. Many of them could barely walk. This is what you call strength? Lisa asked. Torturing helpless prisoners? They are prey, Sasrak repeated. Prey exists to serve predators. And predators exist to be hunted, Lisa replied. That's the lesson you're about to learn. Admiral Brooks' voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we're detecting a massive fleet movement from the Vorthic homeworld. They're sending everything. They have. How many ships? Our count is over 200 vessels, ma'am. They're pulling ships from every system they control. Lisa looked at Sasrak. 200 ships. That's your entire fleet, isn't it? Sasrak said nothing, but Lisa could see the answer in his eyes. You're gambling everything on one final battle, she continued. If you lose, your species will be defenseless. We will not lose, Sasrak said. You cannot defeat our entire fleet, can't we? Lisa asked. Admiral Stone, what's our response? We're mobilizing the entire home fleet. The war room on Harmony Point had become a command center. Lisa stood at the central display, watching as reports flowed in from across the galaxy. Her bandaged arm served as a constant reminder of how this war had started. The Vorthic delegation sat in chairs that had been brought in for them, their confidence completely shattered. Admiral Brooks, report, Lisa said into her communication device. The Vorthic main fleet is moving toward the Rigel system, Admiral Brooks replied. They're trying to force a decisive battle. Our intelligence suggests they're planning to use the gas giant's gravity well to their advantage. Smart, Lisa admitted, but not smart enough. What's our response? We're sending the entire home fleet. Admiral Stone will command from the dreadnought Retribution. Admiral Garcia will lead the fast attack squadrons. Admiral Johnson has the support vessels. Lisa looked at Sasrak. Your people are brave. I'll give them that. But bravery without strategy is just suicide. We have strategy, Sasrak said, but his voice lacked conviction. Do you? Jake, show them the battle analysis. Jake activated his device. The screen showed a detailed tactical breakdown of Vorthic fleet movements over the past 2 years. Every attack, every retreat, every formation was mapped and analyzed. Your people follow the same patterns every time, Dr. Walsh explained. You attack in straight lines. You always go for the strongest target first. You never retreat until you've lost more than half your ships. These patterns make you predictable, Lisa continued. We've been studying them for months. We know exactly how your fleet will behave in battle. Captain Parker's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, I have intelligence updates from the Vorthic homeworld. Go ahead, Captain. There. High Command is divided. Half of them want to continue the war. The other half want to negotiate. There's been fighting in their capital city. Krasek looked up sharply. Fighting? What kind of fighting? Civil war, Captain Parker replied. The younger Vorthic warriors want to keep fighting humans. The older ones remember what happened to the last species that went to war with us. What happened to them? Thesk asked. Lisa's expression grew grim. They don't exist anymore. You committed genocide? Sasrak's voice was horrified. No, Lisa said. We gave them the same choice we're giving you. Surrender or face extinction. They chose to keep fighting. So we kept fighting back until there was nothing left of their military. Their species survived, but they lost their ability to threaten anyone ever again. The Krafen Empire, Dr. Walsh said. They used to control 50 star systems. Now they're farmers and merchants on 12 small colonies. They're alive, Lisa emphasized, but they learned to respect the boundaries of other species. They learned that humans don't stop fighting until the threat is completely eliminated. General Foster's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we've received a surrender offer from the Vorthic colony at Wolf 359. Terms? Complete disarmament. They're offering to turn over all their weapons and submit to human oversight. They say they don't want to be part of this war. Lisa looked at Sasrak. Your colonies are abandoning you. They see what's happening, and they're choosing survival over pride. Cowards, Sasrak muttered. Survivors, Lisa corrected. They understand something you don't. This war isn't about honor or strength. It's about mathematics. We have more ships, better tactics, and superior intelligence. The outcome is inevitable. Admiral. Stone's face appeared on the communication screen. Captain Martinez, the Retribution has reached the Rigel system. We're beginning the final phase. Show us the battle feed, Lisa requested. The screen changed to display real-time footage from the approaching battle. The human fleet was spread across a wide formation, surrounding the gas giant where the Vorthic had taken position. 212 Vorthic ships, Admiral Stone reported. They're using the planet's gravity well as a defensive barrier. Casualties projections? Lisa asked. Minimal on our side. The Vorthic are trapped in a predictable position. They can't maneuver effectively. Sasrak watched the screen with growing alarm. You have them surrounded. Of course we do, Lisa said. Did you think we would just charge straight at them? That's what you would do. We're not you. The battle began with precision strikes on the edges of the Vorthic formation. Human ships moved in coordinated patterns, hitting targets and withdrawing, before the enemy could respond effectively. They're not fighting back, Fesk observed. They can't, Dr. Walsh explained. Their formation is designed for direct assault. They're not positioned for defensive combat. On the screen, Vorthic ships began to break formation. Some tried to chase the human attackers, but they were picked off by waiting squadrons. Others tried to retreat deeper into the gravity well, but that only made them easier targets. This is a massacre, Krasek said. This is war, Lisa replied. This is what happens when you attack humans. Admiral Brooks' voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, the Vorthic are requesting communications. Put them through. A new voice came through the speakers, speaking in the harsh Vorthic language. Jake quickly activated his translation device. This is Fleet Prime Draxon of the Vorthic Imperial Navy. We request terms for surrender. Lisa looked at Sasrak. Your fleet commander wants to surrender. What do you say, War Prime? Sasrak's claws dug into his chair. No surrender. Fight to the death. Lisa activated her communication device. Fleet Prime Draxon. This is Captain Lisa Martinez. The War Prime Sasrak refuses your surrender. Continue the battle. Wait. Draxon's voice was desperate. The War Prime does not speak for the fleet. We choose surrender. Traitor, Sasrak roared. Survivor, Lisa said calmly. Fleet Prime, what are your terms? Complete surrender of all. Vessels, we will submit to human custody. We ask only that our crews be treated according to galactic law. Lisa looked at Admiral Stone on the screen. Admiral, what's your assessment? They're beaten now. Half their ships are already disabled. The rest won't last another hour. Accept their surrender, Lisa ordered. But maintain battle stations until all weapons are powered down. Understood. Ma'am. Lisa turned back to Sasrak. Your fleet has surrendered. Your colonies are surrendering. Your own high command is fighting among themselves. What do you have left? Pride, Sasrak said. Pride doesn't stop plasma cannons, Lisa replied. Pride doesn't repair destroyed ships. Pride doesn't bring back the dead. Captain Parker's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we're receiving multiple surrender offers from Vorthic colonies across the galaxy. The total count is now 17 systems. Terms? Same as Wolf 359. Complete disarmament and submission to human oversight. They're also offering reparations for the damage they've caused. Lisa walked closer to the Vorthic delegation. Do you understand what's happening? Your entire empire is collapsing. Not because we destroyed it, but because your own people are choosing to abandon it. They fear you, Vesk said. They respect us, Lisa corrected. There's a difference. Fear is temporary. Respect is permanent. Admiral Stone's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, the surrender is complete. We have custody of 143 Vorthic vessels. 69 were destroyed in the battle. Casualties? 12 human ships damaged, none destroyed. The Vorthic lost over 30,000 crew members. Lisa felt a moment of sadness for the lives lost. War was never something to celebrate, even when you won. What about the survivors? They're being processed according to galactic law. Medical treatment for the wounded, detention for the war criminals. War criminals? Krasek asked. Anyone involved in the raids on human colonies, Lisa explained. Anyone who participated in the torture of human prisoners. Anyone who attacked civilian targets. That includes you, Dr. Walsh said, looking at Sasrak. You ordered those raids. Sasrak's tail lashed in anger. I am a warrior. I followed the ways of my people. And now you'll face the consequences, Lisa said. The Galactic Council will put you on trial for war crimes. If you're found guilty, you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. Unless... Lisa paused. Unless what? Thesk asked. Unless you help us end this war completely. Use your authority to order all remaining Vorthic forces to surrender. Help us negotiate a permanent peace. Sasrak laughed bitterly. You want me to betray my own people? I want you to save them, Lisa said. The ones who haven't surrendered yet are going to die. We know where they are. We know their capabilities. They can't win. Then why offer mercy? Because we're not monsters, Lisa replied. We don't enjoy killing. We do it when we have to, but we prefer to find other solutions. General Foster's voice came through the speakers. Captain Martinez, we've located the remaining Vorthic strongholds. 6 systems, approximately 50 ships total. Resistance level? High. They're declaring that they'll fight to the death rather than surrender. Lisa looked at Sasrak. 50 more ships. 1,000 more crew members. All of them about to die because you're too proud to admit defeat. It is the warrior's way. Sasrak said. It's the fool's way, Lisa replied. True warriors know when to stop fighting. They know when the battle is lost. Dr. Walsh stepped forward. War Prime, I've studied your culture extensively. I know about the code of honor that your warriors follow. But I also know about the duty of preservation. Sasrak's eyes widened. How do you know about that? We've studied your history. 6 months had passed since the Vorthic surrender. Lisa stood on the observation deck of the space station New Geneva, watching as Vorthic ships underwent their transformation. The black warships with red markings were being converted into peaceful vessels. Their weapons were removed, their armor stripped away, and their hulls repainted in neutral colors. The war had ended not with a massive final battle, but with a series of quiet surrenders. Once Sasrak had given the order, the remaining Vorthic strongholds had laid down their weapons within days. The psychological impact of seeing their most respected war leader accept defeat had broken the spirit of resistance throughout their empire. Admiral Martinez, came a voice behind her. Lisa turned to see Admiral Stone approaching. The older woman's expression was thoughtful as she joined Lisa at the observation window. Still thinking about that day at Harmony Point? Admiral Stone asked. Lisa touched her left arm. The scars from Sasrak's bite were still visible, even after the best medical treatment available. She had chosen to keep them as a reminder. Every day, Lisa admitted, sometimes I wonder if there was another way. There wasn't, Admiral Stone said firmly. We studied the Vorthic for 2 years before that meeting. They only understood strength. They only respected power. Your sacrifice was the only thing that could have convinced them. 23,000 Vorthic died in the war, Lisa said. Sometimes I think about their families. And how many humans died in their raids before the war? Admiral Stone reminded her. 47,000 civilians. Men, women, children. The Vorthic showed no mercy to them. Lisa nodded. She knew the numbers by heart. The Vorthic raids had been getting worse every month. Without the war, hundreds of thousands more humans would have died. The Galactic Council session starts in an hour, Admiral Stone said. Are you ready? As ready as I can be? They walked together through the corridors of New Geneva. The space station had been built specifically for the peace negotiations. Representatives from 57 different species had come to witness the formal end of the Vorthic War. Lisa's role had changed dramatically since that day at Harmony. Point. She was no longer just a ship captain. She was now Admiral Martinez, special envoy to the Galactic Council, and the most famous human in the galaxy. The story of her sacrifice had spread to every inhabited world. Other species told it to their children as a cautionary tale about underestimating humans. The phrase, "she let the first predator bite her," had become a common saying throughout the galaxy. They entered the main council chamber. The room was enormous, with seating for hundreds of delegates. At the center was a raised platform where the proceedings would take place. Lisa saw familiar faces in the crowd. Dr. Walsh was now the head of the new Xenobiology Institute. Jake Townsend had become the chief correspondent for Galactic News Network. Ryan Clark was training the new Vorthic security forces under human supervision. But the most changed person in the room was Sasrak himself. The former War Prime sat in the section reserved for Vorthic delegates. He wore simple clothes instead of armor. His claws had been shortened as part of the peace treaty. Most importantly, his eyes no longer held the cruel hunger that Lisa remembered from their first meeting. Sasrak had kept his word. He had testified before the War Crimes Tribunal, providing detailed information about Vorthic military operations. He had helped establish the new Vorthic civilian government. Most importantly, he had used his influence to convince other Vorthic leaders to accept the peace terms. The Galactic Council President, a tall blue-skinned alien named Korvash, called the session to order. "We are here today to formally conclude the peace treaty between humanity and the Vorthic people," Korvash announced. "Admiral Martinez, please present the human position." Lisa stood and walked to the central platform. Every eye in the chamber was focused on her. She had given this speech dozens of times in her mind, but now the moment had arrived. "Members of the Galactic Council," she began. 6 months ago, the Vorthic made a choice. They chose to attack a human diplomat during peace negotiations. That choice led to a war that neither side wanted, but only one side could win. She paused and looked at the Vorthic delegation. "The war is over. The Vorthic military has been disbanded. Their raiding fleets have been destroyed. Their aggressive government has been replaced with a civilian administration. But this treaty is not about punishment," Lisa continued. "It's about transformation. The Vorthic people are not our enemies. They are our responsibility now." Murmurs rose from the audience. This was not what many had expected to hear. "Under the terms of this treaty," Lisa said, "the Vorthic will become a protected species under human oversight. They will retain control of their colonies, but their military actions will be supervised by human advisors. They will participate in galactic trade, but their economy will be monitored to prevent military buildup. Most importantly," she continued, "young Vorthic will be educated in human schools. They will learn about cooperation instead of domination. They will study science and art instead of warfare." The Kalari delegate, a reptilian species similar to the Vorthic, raised a question. "Admiral Martinez, what guarantee do we have that the Vorthic will not return to their aggressive ways?" Lisa looked directly at Sasrak as she answered. "Because they understand now what happens when you attack humans. Because they've learned that true strength comes from building rather than destroying. And because they've seen that mercy is not weakness." Sasrak stood up slowly. The chamber fell silent as the former War Prime prepared to speak. "Admiral Martinez speaks truth," he said in heavily accented Standard. "My people were predators. We believed that strength came from taking what we wanted. We believed that mercy was weakness." He looked around the chamber. "We were wrong. Humans showed us a different kind of strength. They showed us that the strongest predator is the one who chooses not to kill. 6 months ago, I bit Admiral Martinez," Sasrak continued. "I thought I was showing my dominance. I thought I was proving that humans were prey. Instead, I proved that humans are the apex predators in this galaxy. But they are not cruel predators, he added. They could have destroyed my people completely. Instead, they chose to save us from ourselves. Sasrak sat down. The chamber was completely quiet. Lisa returned to the platform. The treaty we signed today creates a new model for galactic relations. When species commit acts of aggression, they will face overwhelming force. But when they surrender, they will find mercy. The Vorthic War is ending, she said, but the lesson continues. Any species that chooses aggression will face the same response. Any species that chooses peace will find humanity willing to help and protect them. The president called for the formal vote. One by one, the delegates voted to approve the treaty. The final count was 56 in favor, 1 abstention. Only the hegemony delegate had refused to vote, claiming that the terms were too lenient. After the ceremony, Lisa found herself alone with Sasrak in a small conference room. The former War Prime looked older than he had 6 months ago. The stress of the war and its aftermath had aged him. I have request, Sasrak said in his careful standard. What is it? My youngest offspring, Visara? She is only 12 years old. I want her to study at Human Academy. Lisa was surprised. You want to send your daughter to Earth? I want her to learn human ways. I want her to understand cooperation, not domination. I want her to be better than her father. Lisa thought about this request. It would be controversial on both sides. Many humans still distrusted the Vorthic. Many Vorthic would see it as betrayal of their culture. It won't be easy, Lisa said. She'll face prejudice from human students who remember the war. She is strong, Sasrak said. She will endure. And the other Vorthic will call you a traitor for sending her to human schools. They already call me traitor for surrendering. What is one more betrayal if it saves my daughter's future? Lisa looked into Sasrak's yellow eyes. She saw pain there, and regret, but also hope. This was a father who wanted better for his child than the life he had lived. I'll make the arrangements, she said. Sasrak's tail moved in. What Lisa had learned was a gesture of gratitude among his people. Thank you, Admiral. You show mercy even to those who bit you. Mercy isn't weakness, Lisa said. It's the strongest choice we can make. 3 years later, Lisa stood in the same observation lounge where she had watched the Vorthic ships being converted. But now she was watching something else entirely. Vorthic and human children played together in the station's recreation area. They laughed and ran and played games that neither species had known before the war. Visara was among them, now 15 and fluent in 3 human languages. She was planning to study xenobiology at the University of Mars. Her father visited once a month, and each time Lisa saw more hope in his eyes. The galaxy had changed in ways that no one had expected. The swift human victory over the Vorthic had established humanity as the dominant military power. But it was the merciful treatment of the defeated that had established humans as moral leaders. 17 species had requested human protection. In the past 3 years, the Kalari had asked for help dealing with pirates. The Zenthari had requested human mediation in a border dispute. Even the proud hegemony had quietly asked for human assistance with a rebellion in their outer colonies. Jake, Thompson,